One year with Uchido Ayi, and I'm your host with the mostest, Uchido Ayi. All right, so today is day 95, and we have 270 days to go. I chose to read the Bible through in 1 year because I wanted to get to know God for myself. I wanted to test the theories, discover where in the Bible those stories are, and also describe the stories or the theories that are no longer serving. Yes, I do believe that there are some theories that are no longer serving. And I must admit, this is harder than I thought it would be. I've done the Bible reading before, and let me see, let me make sure. Oh, it's not here. I wanted to show you my Bible reading guide, but I think it's in my study, and I'm doing this from a separate room, different room today. If you follow me, you'll see. So I chose to do this because I wanted to. I've done this before, and I tried doing it a second and a third time. I couldn't do it. So this is my fourth attempt, and I thought to hold myself accountable by sharing it with an audience. However, I must admit it's been really tough. Like today, I'm going to have to do two previous episodes to be able to catch up because I wasn't able to shoot the episodes that I studied 2 days prior. Um, I'm glad that I'm doing this, even though it's had quite a bit of challenges, but it's been fun. It's been fun. I really am enjoying the lessons, the discipline, and all of that. So today's reading is Deuteronomy 28. Every single day when we read the Bible, when we do the Bible, we use the daily reading guide. We read an Old Testament, a New Testament, a Psalm, and a Proverbs. So today our Proverbs, our reading is Deuteronomy 28, the whole of 28. Listen, guys, this has to be the most depressing Bible reading I've read in the entire time I've been reading the Bible. This Deuteronomy 28 has to be the most depressing because it takes time. So I wrote here, I titled it Blessed shall you be, or cursed shall you be. So the first 14 verses talk about obeying God, and if you obey God, you'll be blessed. In the city, you'll be blessed. In the village, the fruit of your body will be blessed. The produce of your ground will be blessed. There'll be an increase in your cattle and your herds, in your baskets and your bowls, when you go in and when you come out. If enemies charge at you one way, they'll flee 7 ways. Your storehouses will be full and overflowing. Your hands, the work of your hands are blessed. Your lands are blessed and they are fertile. God will establish you, and the world will see God establishing you. He will give you rain and make sure that they come in the right season. You will be blessed, the works of your hand. You shall lend and you shall not borrow. You shall be above only and not below. You'll be the head and not the tail. If you obey, all of this will be yours. That's in summary. So don't go serving other gods. I see 2 people here today. Hi. Don't go serving other gods. However, if you are disobedient, that's when everything started to take it downhill. I couldn't even write down everything that I read. And I'll be honest, I couldn't finish reading it. It was so depressing. I was so upset. So I felt like we had 68 verses of scripture here. 14 were used to talk about what God would do if He blessed you. And the rest were black eyes. I see you. I hope your eyes are pretty. So the remaining verses of scripture for the entire time is talking about the curses. The curses are so vile. Oh gosh. So let me tell you, I'm going to say something controversial here. When I read this thing, I thought of the Jews of the Second World War. The things that appear to have happened to the Jews, that whole Holocaust drama. And so for like 10 years, maybe from in my 20s, the whole of my 20s, I was obsessed with the stories of the Third Reich and the Second World War. Anything World War II, anything German, this one, I was just obsessed with it. So I followed the stories. So when I was reading this thing, I was depressed because I felt like I was seeing where it was predicted that would happen to them. So let me just go on and do a summary, a very brief summary. So it says if you go serving other gods, if you're disobedient to the commands and the laws that God has given, and I'll be honest, right? they have repeated this law so many times that I'm like, oh, we've heard it, we've heard it, we've heard it. Why? Like in one chapter, they will talk about it now, and after a few chapters, they'll start talking about it again, and then again. I'm like, it's too much now. We've heard. Come on, we've heard. That's how I felt. That's how I felt. My day is great. My day is doing great. Yeah. So I'll just go out and read. I'll go ahead and read some of the nasty curses that God placed on people who don't want to obey, at least the Israelites back in the time. So it says, if you are disobedient, you'll be cursed in the city when you go in, and when you go out, the fruit of your body will be cursed, the produce of your ground will be cursed. There will be a decrease in your cattle and your herd, your basket and your bowl, when you go out, when you come in, and all of that stuff. And then I wrote, in addition to that, you'll be confused, you'll be destroyed until you perish. Plagues will cling to you. You will be struck with consumption. Consumption was a type of fever back in the day. Consumption, yeah. You'll be struck with consumption, inflammation, fever, sores, mildew. The heavens will be closed. The earth will be like iron. Instead of rain, you get dust. Your enemies will defeat you. They will come at you in 7 ways. They'll come at you, and you will flee in 7 ways. The earth will find you troublesome. The world will find you troublesome. People will be tired of you. Do you remember all the anti-Semitic sentiments back in the past? Your carcasses shall be food for beasts and birds. Blindness, balls, the balls of Egypt. You will be oppressed, you'll be plundered, and you'll continually be plundered until no one can save you. They will snatch your wives. You won't even be able to live in the new houses that you build when you move into the land, because you are disobeying God and following other gods. You won't be able to drink your vineyards. Your kids will be taken away from you, and you will long for them. Nations you don't even know will eat the fruits of your land. The kings of other lands, the kings of the other gods that you currently are serving, will oppress you. So this is me summarizing it all. I couldn't read the entire thing. I was upset. I just thought, this is too much. This is too much. You won't be profitable. Whatever it is you do, you won't be profitable. Your foreigners who live in your land will do better than you are doing. And then nice and good folk, those sophisticated, nice, respectable men in the society, they will turn against their families. Those delicate women whose feet you can't even touch the ground because they're so soft and so delicate, they would eat their own children. That's God cursing the Israelites. He says, if they follow other gods. These curses won't let up. So I just skipped a lot of things. I read it, but I refused to jot them down. Right? These curses won't let up until you are destroyed, because you chose to disobey God. You chose to disobey God. You chose to disobey. He said, even no one, you'll be asking to be sold, and no one will agree to buy you. So those were the curses that God placed on the Israelites if they choose not to follow him and go the opposite way. I found this the most difficult part of the Bible to read since I've started this journey, and today is day 95. This was the hardest. So the curses are many, and honestly speaking, like I told you, I felt like I was reading what happened at the Third Reich, because everything narrated here and more. I was so knowledgeable about what happened in the Second World War that I see it play out here, really. So I don't know, maybe the Israelites got carried away or whatever it was, but the land vomited them. They were picked up from their land, taken away. I don't want to dwell on this, okay? So that's our Old Testament reading for today. Our New Testament reading is from the book of Luke. We are rounding up chapters. No. We are in the middle of chapters 11. Thank you for the likes and the hearts. Thank you very much. My day was great. Black Eyes. I hope you're still here. So Jesus cast out a demon one day from a certain man, and people began to say, no wonder he's able to do this. He does this because he's probably one of them. He's the prince of demons, Beelzebub. We know you. That's why you can cast out, because all this magic you're doing, it's a bit too much, It's a bit too much. And then they keep asking for signs. How do we know you're from God? Tell us you're from God, and all of that stuff. You must prove to us that you're from God. So Jesus is like, come on, guys, come on, logic. Nobody, no kingdom divided against itself can stand. Even Satan knows that he cannot fight himself. So why are you guys saying I'm part of the demons? Even if the demons hear you saying these things, they're going to condemn you too. They're going to laugh at you for what you're saying. Satan cannot be, Satan can only, look, listen, Satan cannot fight himself. If you think I'm a demon or I'm a devil or I'm whatever, look, Satan can only be sent away when somebody stronger than him displaces him. So when I cast out, so this is me now adding some flavor to the scripture. If I cast out a demon, I'm stronger than the devil. That's just what this means. The devil, if Satan and I were equals, I won't be able to cast him out. So someone stronger has to come into the place and displace the devil. So Satan. So please, I am not the devil. I mean, Jesus doesn't defend himself really, but I'm the one saying, he was probably like, come on guys, you guys need to wise up, okay? So he goes on to continue to explain to them, anyone who is against me, anyone who is not against me, because people are saying, oh, but you are of the devil, and Jesus is saying, no, I'm not of the devil because I'm against him. And see, anyone who is not against me is of me. That's just basically what he's saying here. If you're not against me, then you are for me. You see, if an evil spirit leaves somebody who has, so for instance, now I'm casting out spirits from a person. If he leaves this person, he will go around looking for where to perch. If he doesn't find anywhere to perch, he'll come back to that person and camp in, and he'll come back with several more people. So let's say the spirit of anger was cast out of you, and you didn't do anything about, now that you're no longer, the demon has been cast out, you now have to ask to maybe exercise your ability not to be angry, but you are empty, you are clean, but you are empty. The demon of anger will be lurking around, and then he'll come back after a while and come back with 7 stronger demons, and they will camp in you. So you see, for you to cast out that person now, you have to be stronger than the 7 demons, you know. That's just, so he'll find you, if he finds you empty, he'll get other people and they will come and live in you. So Jesus continues to stress, you are blessed. People, so as he was talking, one woman yells in the crowd, Jesus, your mother is blessed. The woman who gave birth to you is blessed. And then Jesus is like, yeah, but you are blessed if you do what God says you should do. If you do. So remember the Old Testament reading we just read? There are quite a list of things that God has said over and over and over again. The most important being, do not have any other God before me. Like, that is the deal breaker for God. That is the deal breaker for God. So people keep saying, you need to prove yourself. You need to prove yourself. Just is like, you put into practice what I'm teaching you. Yeah, prove yourself, Jesus. How do we know you're of God? How do we know you're not a demon? You know, you're not possessed as well. And just putting up a show for us. So Jesus says, I will just be able to use Jonah to explain this to you. Jonah, do you remember Jonah, the guy who was swallowed by the fish, and for 3 days he was stuck in the belly of the fish? Well, I'll be able to use Jonah to explain this to you. The people of Nineveh didn't need more than Jonah showing up and saying he was in the belly of the fish, and they believed God. They saw that as a sign, you know. Even Queen of Sheba came from so far away, even though all she did was hear about the things God was doing, and she came from far. But you guys, you have me here with you, and you keep doubting. You know. Even though I'm at your doorstep, you have refused to believe. Listen, guys, I'm who I am, you know. You can't take a light and put the light under a table. You must put it on the door, on the table, so that it will shine and light up the whole place. Okay, you guys, you need to wise up. You need to wise up. You need to wise up and recognize who's before you. You know, you can't put the lamp under a table. Your eye is your lamp, and if your eye is good, then the light that comes into your life will be good. But if your eye is bad, then you'll be in deep darkness, and you need to be careful, because I think that something is wrong with your eyes. If you're filled with light, then there'll be no darkness in you. So make sure that the light that you think is you have is actually light and not darkness. So this was Jesus just basically challenging them, saying that, look, be very careful what you are calling darkness, because if you think I'm of the devil, then something is wrong with your eyes. Something is definitely wrong with your eyes. So that's our New Testament reading for today. Our Proverbs, so we said we do an Old Testament, New Testament, a Psalm, and a Proverbs. So our Proverbs is Proverbs chapters 12 verse 18. Some folk make cutting remarks, but a wise person's words heal. So some folks make cutting remarks, just like Jesus was attacked. But thank God for Jesus, who was wise. His words heal, you know. So a wise person's words heal. So you be wise. I hope to be wise. I try to be wise. so that my words can bring healing and not cutting people down. And then finally, we're going to read the Psalm 77. It's 20 verses of scripture. I like to read my Psalms directly from the Bible so that, because every time I read, I feel like I'm pronouncing what is said there. Consoling the memory of God's redemptive works. Verse 1, I cried out to God with my voice, and he gave ear to me. In the day of my trouble, I sought the Lord, and my hand was stretched out in night without ceasing. My soul refused to be comforted. I remember God, and I was troubled and complained, and my spirit was overwhelmed. I felt that way the past some time back, not too long ago. So this is just confirming that even David also had those moments when he was really down. You hold my eyelids open. I'm so troubled that I cannot speak. I have considered the days of old, the years of ancient times. I call to remembrance my song in the night. I meditate within my heart, and my spirit makes diligent search. Verse 7. Will the Lord cast off forever, or will he be favorable to me no more? Has his mercy ceased forever? Has his promise failed forevermore? Has God forgotten to be gracious? Has he in anger shut up his tender mercies? And I said, this is my anguish, but I will remember the years of the right hand of God, the Most High. The right hand of the Most High. I will remember the works of the Lord. Surely I remember your wonders of old. I will also meditate on all your works and talk of your deeds. Your way, O God, is in the sanctuary. Who is so great a God as our God? You are the God who does wonders. You have declared your strength among the peoples. You have with your arm redeemed your people, the sons of Jacob and Joseph. The waters you saw, O God, the waters saw you and they were afraid. The depths also trembled. The clouds poured out water. The sky sent out a sound. Your arrows also flashed about. Your voice of thunder was in the whirlwind. The lightning lit up the world, the earth trembled and shook. Your way was in the sea, your path was in the great waters, and your footsteps were not known. You led your people like a flock by the hand of Moses and Aaron. And that ends our psalm reading for today. Thank you, Black Eyes, for joining me live. I saw some other people, but no comments from you. And I hope to see you tomorrow. If you've enjoyed this, please like, subscribe to my channel, and please share with other people, all those who are curious about knowing more about the Bible. Like I said, I'm going to be shooting more videos, so just stay tuned. Hang in there. You'll see me soon.